Welcome. You are here. It is Fret Talk number 156. Your host, me, PBOD the budget guy. I've forgotten how to talk this week.
I mean, it's a bit of an odd intro.
It is. It's very distracting. It's like the beat jazz. Like,
I mean, to me, it sounded like Yoda crossed with C-3PO, who was half shutting down.
It's experimental jazz intro. By 156, we've gone past functional harmony. We've gone past the meat and potatoes.
Oh, don't send me down past level 3 of that stupid jazz video again.
I'm doing it in word format this week.
Oh no, I can't take that. I really can't.
There you go. I'm just going to throw in random.
If we get to level 6, I'm hanging the call up.
Yeah, me too. I'm hanging up on myself. Right, so as intros go, this is a strange one. As you may have heard, there is another person here with me on the
shock horror
on the podcast. It is Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hey.
Yeah.
I do apologise for this odd intro. I mean, it's kind of late, and yeah, I guess that's my excuse. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
We'll go with it.
I'm sure this podcast will be a fine one. I've been told that the Matt and BudgetPedalChap casts are always gold. So
excellent to know.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So I am safe in the knowledge that this will be a good podcast. That's it.
I mean, yeah. Let's yeah, sure.
I can stop trying now.
Bearing in mind the only review I've had from any recent podcasts was a massive criticism of me choosing the Strat to marry and killing the Telecaster.
Indeed, yes, you sent me that, and it did actually make me laugh out loud. When people online say "lol" and they just go like that little exhale.
Yeah.
No, this actually made me giggle. My son was sat next to me, and he thought I was going mental. So yeah, it was a good comment. It's great when you've got friends who listen to the podcast and pull you up on information that you're like, what? Oh yeah, I said that a week ago. Shit. Yep. Yeah, Yeomans does it with me all the time as well. It's great. It is great fun.
It is, because to start with, I wasn't sure where it was going, and then I was like going back in here. I was like, right, okay, yeah, no, I did say I would kill the Telecaster and bang the Les Paul and marry a Strat, and like the end, like yeah, I probably like it's nothing like what I've actually done, and all it's shown me is that I don't buy with my head, I buy with my heart.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I agreed with the whole Strat prognosis as well, and looking at the rack that is beside me, it suggests that I'm a big fat liar.
So yeah, I did a gig at the weekend with a Telly and 2 Les Pauls, so
there you go. And
no Strats.
That's a beautiful segue as well. That is.
It is, I suppose. What have I been up to? I did a gig on a beach.
I'm almost certain that I am with everyone who is listening right now and saying how incredibly jealous we are, Matt.
Yeah, like I think I've mentioned. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. But we're not even in the new normal on the Isle of Man at the moment. We are in the old normal. Apart from you can't leave the island, or well, you can, but you'd have to quarantine on the way back, and we can't have visitors in. But like, pretty much the borders are shut.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. We don't have any cases, so we've taken the kind of viewing that whilst there are no cases about, we can go about daily life as we used to.
Oh, and yeah, absolutely.
It's worked. We're 63 days into not having a new case. So we haven't seen spikes from it at all or anything like that. Which means I got to do a gig, and because people were locked up for so much, and like I think for about a month now, with like pubs have been open, but the gig that I've mentioned a few times on this cast on a beach, it was this Saturday, and it just fell at exactly the right time. The weather was absolutely perfect, and it just meant that there were hundreds and hundreds, and I would guess maybe as much as 1,000 people just stood outside a pub, blocking the road, standing on a beach, just singing and dancing and listening to us play, and it was just absolutely epic. It was just great fun, and I posted on a couple of forums that I'm on that I'm proud to be a Manxman, and I'm just grateful for the situation that I'm in at the moment, because we're in one of the few places in the world where we can do this safely at the moment, and yeah, people just were making the absolute most of it, because we know that there might come a time where we have to go back to how things were 2 months ago, and we won't be able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the fact that your government have created a closed system, and you have been 63 days free of it, it would suggest that there ain't going to be no more spikes anytime soon, unless one of those things doesn't happen, unless it's...
Yeah, unless there's some sort of change. Yeah, I mean, that's the case, and like I say, we've got an air bridge with Guernsey who also have no cases, but apart from that, if you go anywhere else, when you return, you have to isolate for 14 days. So it's basically, and you have to be a Manx resident to come here. So, like, even family members can't just fly here to see family. They've, like, that's not a thing. Unfortunately, the borders are closed to you.
Yeah.
If say I do have family in the UK. Say I needed to go and see them for a short period of time, I could go, but I'd have to self-isolate for 14 days when I came back to make sure that I don't have symptoms. If I get symptoms, the testing centre is now mobile, so the testing centre would come to my house. They'd test me in my house, and then they'd give me the results, and either I'd be free to then go about my business, or I'd have to self-isolate for however long.
Yeah. And being such a relatively small community in comparison to the UK or
Yeah.
other countries, that would be the ideal situation. Obviously, it can't happen on the same degree with a country like the UK, because there's just so many variables.
Yeah.
I
mean, we've got one airport and one seaport, and that's it. Realistically, that do passenger travel. We've got a couple of other ports as well, but they're like fishing boat ports and stuff. Like, it's very easy to keep our borders closed, and like 1 or 2 people could slip past on a fishing boat, but it'd be very unlikely that somebody wouldn't start asking questions very quickly.
Oh yeah. If it meant that could potentially impact your freedoms that you've recently just won back. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be the person kicking those 2 people's asses.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I say, so we're in a safe situation, and yeah, I had probably the most fun gig I've had in a long time, just because, like, everybody was just having so much fun. There were 45-minute queues in the pub. There was 40-minute queues in the co-op down the road for people to try and get booze, just so they could get some booze and just come and hang out and enjoy themselves. It was a festival atmosphere on a beach outside a pub.
I mean, you can't be that. I mean, I saw the pictures of the fact that the weather was good and you were on a beach playing live music. I looked outside and it was fucking grey and rainy and shitty, and it was like, oh man.
Yeah, we were panicking the night before. The weather was awful, and we were panicking that it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, like I say, everything just fell into line, and yeah, everybody was just out to have a good time. There wasn't any like normally you'd get people trying to have a scuffle and somebody would have an argument, but it literally was just a happy, bubbly party atmosphere.
Yeah. As much as I've got that longing to be able to do that, I'm just so glad for you and the fact that you've managed to do it. So, yeah, air high five.
Yeah, and the other good thing about that was, because it's an outdoor gig, I can run stereo and I can turn amps up, and I ran the Marshall Origin alongside the Vox AC15 for the first time in stereo, and I had them both dimed, not like fully dimed, but like both were over 3, which never happens for either of those. I think they were both on 5. So they were properly working and moving, and I'd set the Marshall crunchy rather than like properly clean. I'd set the Vox on the edge of breakup where I normally do, and it's the best tone I've had that I can remember in a lot. In fact, it's probably, bearing in mind that I was running the Antares as the low drive, probably the best tone I've ever had.
And there's something to be said for that, isn't there? I mean, amps turned loud, being allowed to cook it's just, there's something spiritual about that.
Yeah, it was like you don't quite understand. Like, you can get good tone from an amp, a big amp, but quiet, but you don't know what you're missing until you get to turn it up and let it do what it wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, I recently had a bit of a taste of that myself.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're completely not in the same situation that you are at the moment, but the rehearsal rooms have opened up and are allowing rehearsals as long as they are socially distanced and kind of safe. So me and Yeomans went to our local, which is Rabana's in Birmingham, and we I mean, because Yeomans has recently built a Marshall style amp kit.
Yeah.
And he wanted to kind of wind that open. So we did that. We went there. We had a kind of nice, sensible rehearsal and little jam. We ended up playing some Lizzie tunes, which is always good. But then right at the end, it was like, probably wind these open a bit and just see what these things can do. So he kicked up the Marshall a bit. I turned the PV up to, again, it was probably about 4 or 5, and after 3 it didn't get any louder. It just got more awesome.
Yeah. It's that, like, it's not loud. It's not even presence. It's just kind of like a saturation level of extra sexy tone.
Yeah. And it was getting to a point where I was getting that kind of Gary Moore style feedback.
Yeah.
Without even having to try. I weren't having to find the right position to angle my guitar and like stand on one leg and point myself towards the North Pole.
Yeah.
It was a case where the moment you hit a note, everything would just start to bloom in, and you'd get that almost like you had one of those sustainer pickups on. But in a natural way. It was so good.
Sounds it.
So good. I was running my my band board, which has it's undergone a few changes. I forgot that I'd taken the phaser off it to do the no talk tone on that. That was probably about 8 or so months ago. But in place of that, so the phaser's kind of towards the end of the chain. I think the only thing after that is the delay. So in place of the phaser was the Honeybee drive by what they called Adverse Effects. A company from Leicester. Kind of low to mid gain drive. Generally quite transparent. There's a little bit of a hump, and I can't for the life of me think where that kind of that presence push sits. But it's definitely, it's not tube screamery at all. It's a really hard pedal to describe, but it's just it's like a drive pedal. So I had that kind of at the end of the chain, along with on this board. I've got the Mojo, which is your kind of your bread and butter, that isn't it? Can't get a good tone out your Mojo. You ain't doing it right. I've got my Blues Breaker clone, which used to be called the Pink Buster, but I've repainted it since. And a Tube Screamer as a boost. So out of a pedal board of 7 pedals, 4 of them are drives.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I did think about you when I counted up my drives. I thought, yeah, this is definitely a Matt thing to be doing. And yes,
I used like 6 of the 9 different drive sounds in that gig.
Nice.
I mean, I probably used more because I used combinations of them as well, but I used at least 6 of the individual switches.
And that's a good enough. I mean, you can justify that then.
Yeah. In fact, no, I might have used even more than that. But yeah, like the only thing I think the only thing I didn't use is the OCD, which I'm planning on taking off the board anyway, because I just don't use it. Because of the way I'm now running things, I think the OCD is just a little bit too oversaturated and gets lost. Yeah. So I was planning on pulling it off anyway. I just haven't got time to tuck it off the board.
I mean, you're throwing those out there, mate. You're trying to bait me here. I'm not going to fall for your tomfoolery. I'm not going to make that joke. I mean, knowing the listeners like I do, they have made that joke in their head. So my comments, my comments here would be redundant. Just make sure when you're pulling the OCD off, it's not going to leave a mess, because the little residue on the back of the pedals.
Yeah. Make sure you clean it up.
That's it. Yeah. Have a tissue handy.
Oh dear.
I feel we were being quite reserved there. We were being gentle.
We were holding back from where we could have gone.
That's it. Holding back while pulling it off. Oh dear, we're on form. So you said you were using the Raise, not the Raise Dead, the Antares as one of your drives.
Yeah, so my main low gain sound was the Antares. A couple of times I would swap it out for the Hot Cake. But yeah, the main kind of low gain sound was the Antares. Kossoff drive was kind of a main chunkier rhythm, and the Tube Screamer side of the double mat was kind of the more often than not lead sound. For things like Seven Nation Army and the solo, I'm using the Raise the Dead and an octave pedal, because that's exactly what that pedal was made for, was that kind of just noisy awesomeness.
Yeah, I mean that or Girls Aloud songs, I think.
Yeah, I used it in that as well. You get a few looks when you throw massive amounts of gain at a riff in a Girls Aloud song.
Yeah, I mean, but you'd be a fool not to. You'd be a fool.
Yeah, where's the fun in not using it?
Yeah. I mean, I do want to resurrect my Antares, because I've got an Antares that's kind of in bits. I've got the pedal parts for it and the enclosure that are all around. But I've just not put it together.
You need to put it together.
I do. And I was playing the Boss SD one, which the topography is
It's loosely based on.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a very
different pedal now, but
yeah,
I think isn't the SD one Stuart's favourite kind of Boss pedal?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's kind of why he based the Antares on that, and he's just kind of made the changes that he would want to make to that pedal, and it definitely doesn't sound like an SD one.
Yeah,
I can categorically say I don't hear SD1 when I play the Antares, but I can kind of see where it's been inspired from. I think the biggest thing is the fact that it's got a clean blend just makes it so dynamic that it's not really like anything else on the market.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where I want to be heading. So I mean, I've got the SD one, I've got that available. I don't want to be running that, even though it is a fantastic pedal, and the amount of great stuff that I've been reviewing recently. I mean, Rowan fuzz aside. My God, that was not great. It was not great. But I mean, like the Digitech Screaming Blues, I was really impressed with that. The Hot One Hotone Blues, the K-Line JSA modded Pure Sky, all of these kind of low gain, transparency. I'd say transparent, more full range than a Tube Screamer. Yeah. Those are all really, really good pedals, and I could have any one of those on a board as my kind of low gain tone, and I'd be happy. But I know up in that cupboard over there, I've got the innards of a I keep saying Razor, yeah, but an Antares, and I know, like in my mind, if I've got like a hierarchy of like these low gain, less mid pushed overdrive tones, that is the king of them. That one right there is the.
It is. I mean, you've played the Antares a couple of times, haven't you? At like the Birmingham Guitar Show and. Yeah,
I mean, I reviewed it. I reviewed the
prototype.
The prototype. Yeah, Stuart sent that through. And it was amazing. And it's the fact that it's been that long since I've played it, and I'm still lusting after that.
Yeah.
What's probably got to be more likely, rather than me actually building that one up, is I'm just gonna go. Actually, Stuart, I'm gonna buy one. But that will be a day when it's not one of those days where I'm still having to pay for an HX stomp. So in the future, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll wait until he does another like cool run of them, because he's done like a shell pink one, he's done a red one, he's done a green one.
Yeah, he did a gold one without the transfer on the front over lockdown.
Oh yeah, Tatronics, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think he did a couple of other different finishes without the Antares logo over the front.
Yeah,
because obviously he did the pink ones with that the kind of like star pattern and like logo on it.
Yeah.
Earlier on, didn't he, and a few other colours. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be special editions coming out again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I know he did the pink one for the guitar nerds, because he gave that away with the pink giveaway. If you want to do like a shitty brown Antares, you can always do a Fretter. Why did we choose shitty brown as our?
I mean, you say we like you didn't choose it,
and I've had more than one opportunity to change it, and I'm still running with shitty brown. You know what? I'm cool with it. I've made peace. It looks a little bit like the colour of rosewood. That's what I'm going with, and that's where I'm sticking.
That's what we'll go with.
Yeah, rather than
like
shitty
light rosewood.
That's it. Rather than shitty brown, we're going with light rosewood.
Yeah,
Indian laurel, as they're using these days.
Or Pau Ferro.
Pau Ferro. I can't get on board with Pau Ferro, mate. I can't do it.
I've never tried anything with it on.
It's not a fact. It's not the fact that it feels or sounds any different. I
just looks too light.
Yeah. It looks like anemic rosewood, and no. It's like it's almost like it's almost like the dirty love child of rosewood and maple, and that's why I think I'm. Yeah. Sorry, we've gone a little bit off topic here, haven't we?
Well, if we want to talk about shame, I've got a segue for you, because since in fact, I think it might have been just before the cast with Ollie, but we never got around to talking about it. But I did another gig with the other band, with the new band, as I kind of been referring to them.
Yeah.
And I have a confession to make, and it's not. I'm not going to start singing a Foo Fighters song or anything.
Thank God for that. Like, when it comes to the Foo Fighters, the Foo Fighters, to me, and this is a direct dig at our good friend Mr. Moog Gravit. The Foo Fighters are the custard creams of the of the rock world. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Right. Well, we'll move past that. But basically, I've done one of the cardinal sins of the guitar world, because I didn't suggest the song, somebody else did, so I said yes. So we were messing around over lockdown when they initially lifted it, and we could do the socially distanced outside, 10 people, and we had a bit of a mess about in one of the guys' gardens. I think I talked about it on the pod. And Lorcan, the other guitarist, who's the main singer, suggested we have a jam of Freebird.
Oh yes.
So of course I said sure, why not? And we ended up sticking it in the set. So I did a gig and we ended the night with Freebird. And I was that fret wanker for 5.5, 6 minutes, whatever it is at the end of that song. However long. Basically, I just went off and was waiting for them to stop so that I'd stop, because I wasn't going to stop without it. And I did all of the flashy little silly little one-handed tapping stuff, and messing around like somebody who I would absolutely judge if I was there watching. But I just let myself go and just forget about anything else. Just listen for the kind of the changes between the three chords to find roughly where the licks need to go, and I just let myself go. And basically what I did was I kicked on a Raise the Dead, pushed it a little bit louder than it needed to be, and just went.
That's it. I think with Freebird, it's an endurance event as much as it is a song.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really stretches you to think about all of the pentatonic licks that you've learned in your lifetime.
Well, that's it. Well, the big thing for me is the change between obviously you've got the 4 minutes of waiting where there's a singer singing, but you've got to be playing that it's supposed to be done with a slide, but fuck that, I'm not good enough with a slide to do that, so I'll just slide between the notes. But yeah, and it goes so the verse is in E minor, but the chorus is in A minor. I mean, I'm not sure if they actually are, but the riffs that are played over the top are in E minor and A minor respectively. So they merge between the two. So I concentrating on that, and I'm like, I've got to concentrate for 4 minutes, and then I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to harmonically go through it in my head, because it's G major, which is relative E minor, but then it throws in an F, doesn't it? At some point, the chorus.
Yeah. I mean, there's an F even over the verse. There's an F, and there's an F in the chorus as well. But yeah, for the most part, the licks over the verse are in E minor. There's a couple of notes that aren't, but they're like transitional notes.
Yeah.
And then it goes down into A minor for the chorusy bits, and then because it is actually, I think with the F in there, it probably is I've never actually thought about it, because F's not in A either, is it?
F's in A minor, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, so it probably is in A minor, but anyway, I sort of mostly learned what the riffs are so that I can play what people are expecting over that bit, and then I've learned the intro riff to the solo that everybody knows, and then just and then
after that you're on your own,
and then after that it's just a case of anything that's in a G minor pentatonic, and even if it's not, people are probably not going to notice that much as long as you transition out of it quickly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and I know it's a cardinal sin, and it's everybody shouts Freebird because nobody actually wants to hear it. They just know that that's the thing that guitarists do.
Yeah,
but somebody did shout Freebird and we did Freebird.
I mean, that's calling someone on their bullshit, which is fantastic. Freebird, okay, in your face. This is your fault that we are now here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, like it was just I haven't played that kind of completely let go, do whatever the hell you want, forget about full musicality and just show off like a twat. I've not played like that on stage in probably 12 years, and it felt really good, and it shouldn't have done, but I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't know if you can see, because I've for the sake of the listeners, I'm using a slightly fancy camera setup today, so my usual scope of camera view is different. But the guitar that sits over here, can you see the
Ibanez?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I can.
So I plugged that in the other day, and that has got some silly pickups in it. It's like blade pickups, which are clearly meant for just noisy rock. And I did a very similar thing. It weren't Freebird that I was doing, but I was just like riffing and then doing some pseudo shred nonsense, and just pushing myself to the limit of where I think I could be, and then seeing if I could go beyond it. And it was Juvenile. It was nothing that I was proud of, but it was fun. So, like sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah, and like I say, I know I should be ashamed of it, but actually, I had a hell of a lot of fun doing it. And to be fair, people came up to me afterwards and were giving me compliments, and nobody seemed to complain or leave because we were playing Freebird. So
there you go.
I think it went down all right. And yeah, I had the biggest grin on my face, and the other guys in the band just looked at me after the game and they were like, "You really enjoyed that, didn't you?" It's like, unashamedly, absolutely yes.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, it's something that it's juvenile. It is juvenile. But it's therapeutic as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think. I mean, that's a great description of this podcast as well. So
juvenile but therapeutic.
Yeah, both like equal parts juvenile and therapeutic. Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good episode title, that doesn't it?
It does. It does. You might want to get a pen.
I have. I've factored this in. Hang on, but now I need to spell juvenile, so this is not going to go well.
Yeah, and the other thing I had to do, but for both of those gigs, was the neck strap button had popped off the Les Paul, like it had threaded itself out. So I put a couple of a couple of toothpicks in there to get that back in tight. So I did a little bit of guitar maintenance as well, but nothing fancy, just basic stuff.
A bit of redneck ingenuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that in the past where I've put matchsticks in, snapped them off and glued it in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I snapped a toothpick in half, put both pieces in, covered in glue, left it for 24 hours, and then just screwed the strap button back into the hole. Indeed.
I mean, speaking of strap buttons, I mentioned just a moment ago of my fancy camera setup. If it were sat on the table, well, it's actually on a laptop at the moment. But if it was sat where it was, you'd be kind of pointing at my belly button. And the thing that I've used to prop it up just ever so slightly are two strap buttons.
Excellent.
I know, it's the ingenuity of it's the what's that phrase, the like the necessities, the mother of invention, and it really is. I mean, what I used to use for lighting on the No Talk All Tone videos before I received the power supply for my actual nice light. I used to use a mobile phone camera. Do you know the flash on a mobile phone? You can switch it on as a torch.
Yeah.
I used that, but then to soften the light, I had a little SD card case which was like translucent. I just kind of propped that over the light just to soften it up a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, never got any complaints about the shonky ass lighting.
I mean, and that's it. And like, it's a similar thing to when they always say, if you want the most efficient way to do something, give it to somebody lazy, because they won't go out of their way to spend money. They'll find something. They'll find the easiest solution that's available to them right this second.
Oh yeah, completely. And that is definitely. But it comes up with such creative solutions to problems.
Sorry, your camera, because your face had just gone behind your microphone ever so slightly there. Over your left shoulder, there is a plug socket that's got 2 USBs on the top, and then a plug below it. And your camera was trying to focus on that as a face because it looks like 2 eyes and a mouth. So you know the yellow box that comes up to autofocus.
Yeah.
It was trying to autofocus on that plug for a second.
Nice.
Sorry, it just made me chuckle.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I may have to cover that then. If
yeah, you might do for live casts.
Yeah, so we are using this podcast as a little bit of a test bed for my fancy camera setup, because I've been purchasing little kind of improvements, because we've talked about it before that I've got a couple of like older DSLR cameras, and one of them allows for the live out of a live HDMI out, so I can use it essentially as a webcam. I mean, I was going to say in hope to improve the quality of the live stream, but I don't think seeing my face in a higher definition is necessarily an improvement. But there you go. It's an more accurate representation, should we say?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know the time because the laptop that was recording is over there.
We are about 37 minutes in.
Oh, that's pretty good. I thought we were further in than that. So let's. Right. So I've got what have I done this week? I've done as I mentioned, we did the rehearsal. Oh. Before we move on to our proper segment, Yeoman's brought along his Marshall head, which was the main reason to be there. He brought along the gold Strat, it was a 80s, late 80s, early 90s Squire Korean Strat, the kind of sought after ones.
The one we mentioned when we were talking to Ollie.
That's exactly the one, and the one that he shared a picture of as well. Very beautiful thing. He's recently changed the pickups in it, and it sounded amazing. But he received a pedal through the post this week, or last week. Sorry.
Yes, he did.
It's a rather new pedal. It's a pedal that I've heard a few demos of and sounded pretty good. But I've actually got to hear one in the flesh. This is the Tate Effects Hot Coals. And without meaning to make this podcast completely dedicated to sucking on Stuart's proverbial, he knows how to make a pedal. Does our Stuart?
He does. Prick.
Yeah, one of those talented lot, isn't he?
Yeah. I haven't even heard a demo of the Hot Coals yet, and I know it's going to be good, which is why I haven't heard a demo of it, because I don't particularly have the disposable cash to want to have to buy one when I want it after I listen to a demo.
Yeah, I mean that's always the issue, isn't it? But I'm going to throw a little spanner into that works here and tell you about it. So,
go on, then.
Yeah, it's very good. So through the setup of gold sparkle Stratocaster with I don't exactly know what the pickups are. They're something Fender 50s voiced. but I don't know exactly what they are. So through that, into the Marshall, through the hot coals, Rory Gallagher. So that's pretty much
a man famous for using pretty much that.
Yep. Yeah.
A strat into a range master into a Marshall.
Yeah. And we played some Rory Gallagher licks, and everyone had fun. Yeah,
a man famed for having incredibly good tone as well.
That's it. So it's I mean, it's standard fare with the range master. It's got a knob that you turn, and it does more. So the louder it gets, the more gritty it gets as well, which is a fantastic feature. Although it does make you want to play very, very, very loud. I see no problem with this.
Yeah. I mean, it's no problem until you go from playing outdoors to back into playing a room for 40 people, and you go, can I really crank 2 amps up as loud as they possibly will go?
Yeah. Yeah, with then a max...
And then, push them both with another 30 decibels of boost.
Well, that's it, yeah. So it's got 2 modes, which I think is kind of standard fare with the general range master vibe that seems to be going on. You've got your classic range master nasal focused boost, which fantastic. That is the tone if you want to go Rory. With a strat can get quite focused, quite piercing. Fantastic for a band mix, but if you're listening to it in isolation, you can go, "Oh, that's a bit spicy." The switch, brilliant for that. So it goes from range master to full range master. Full range master? Yes. There you go. So from range master to full range master. That's your marketing spiel there. You can have that one for free. Yeah, and then it fattens everything up a bit. It's still got a bit of the kind of characteristic range master upper mid spike, but it also comes with a lot more bass and a fuller sound. So it's just generally good. And also, the enclosures, the printing and whatnot on the enclosures looks absolutely fucking phenomenal. The graphics on the other ones are quite cool. I really like the Razor Dead actually, and he's done a.
I was going to say, did you see the custom Razor Dead this week with the gloss over matte?
I did, and that made me squeal a little bit like a schoolgirl, because it did look very nice.
It did. It's very sexy.
Yeah, the hot coals looks incredible in the flesh too. So yeah, sorry, Matt.
Yeah, excellent. Cheers for that.
Yeah, it is good.
I mean, I'm gonna at least have to go and listen to one now, aren't I? And then I'm gonna have to go, oh, for fuck's sake, how do I afford one of these? Which of my kidneys am I selling?
That's it. I don't think he does directly take kidneys.
So I've got to go out of my way to offload my kidney before I can buy the pedal.
That's it. The Gear Exchange has got a good rate on kidneys though. So
okay, yeah, okay.
So there we go. I mean, I've mentioned the SD one that I did this week, the No Talk Tone. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing for last Fridays. So that'll be a bit of a mystery when it does come out. I don't know.
You've got 3 days to record it.
Yeah, I'll get it done. It doesn't take vast amounts. I do want to do the JSA tight squeeze, but I think I just don't think I can do that in a no talk all tone. I think I've got to do that.
Yeah, I think you have to explain everything with that, because the no talk all tone is going to be, when I switch it on, it sounds like this. When I switch it off, where has my tone gone?
Yeah, and with the no talk all tone, you get front loaded with clean tone, so you just get at the start, this is what it sounds like, and then the rest is with the pedal on. So it's I think the way to demo a compressor, and I think I put this up on my Instagram. Just how the fuck do I do this? Like there were a bunch of people just going funk, play funk, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but it doesn't give the whole story with it, because the tight squeeze is a really great tool, but it's a great tool for just enhancing your bass tone anyway, rather than it's really good for funk. It's really good for everything.
Everything. Yeah, it's really good for a compressor that's not just for funk or country.
Yeah.
That like it's almost like a studio compressor for a pedal board. Is how I would describe it. Like it's not. I wouldn't. Oh, it's not as complex as a studio compressor, but it allows you, by having that visual second LED to tell you when it's on and off. It allows you to dial it in like you would a studio compressor, where you can't hear it when you turn it on, but you notice it's not there when you hear the same thing without it on.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I've got to go slightly scientific with it and showing like here's example 1 with and here's example 1 2 without.
Yeah,
maybe doing a bit of funk, maybe I'd say trying a bit of country, but I am not brave enough. No, I cannot do it.
I want to hear you play some Brad Paisley.
I want to hear me play some Brad Paisley too. But
you've got a load of Telecasters.
I do, and I've got.
None of them are like country Telecasters anymore, because you've taken out the bridge pickup and replaced them with something a little bit higher output or like a little bit fuller for most of them, haven't you?
The Revelation's pretty standard telly. It does sound like a telly. It's got a nice kind of not twangy, because it's Alnico 4. Because I asked specifically for an Alnico 4 because they're smooth. So you don't get the kind of spiky upper end, but you get that kind of the mid honk.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a smooth operator. So yeah, the Revelation telly might be the one to go for, and it looks absolutely gorgeous because it's double bound, and double bound tellies are just
sexy as fuck.
You damn right. Yeah, I mean it's very, very similar to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I imagine we've got probably about 15 minutes of the hour left.
Yeah.
Around about that.
10, but yeah, well, 12.
There you go. We've got a new segment for this week. We've got a new segment. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got there. We weren't sure whether we would, but we did.
Indeed.
We did it.
We did it, Matt. Yeah, go team.
Go team.
There is no I in team, but there is an I.
Unless you spell it wrong.
It's team. There is an I in pie. Meat pie. Meat is an anagram of team.
There we go.
Yes. So
no idea where that's going.
Write it on a postcard if you get the reference. Don't. I mean, we've not got a PO box. Do it in the podcast group. So our new segment is called Newscussion. Matt, you got it in one when I mentioned to you before.
It's news and discussion.
It is. I have I've ham-fistedly taken those two words and just rammed them together.
There's a word for that, and I don't know what it is.
Portmanteau.
There you go.
Yeah,
look at you and your knowledge.
I'm a fan of stupid wordplay, and that is almost the textbook definition of stupid wordplay. So yeah, it ticks my boxes. But yeah,
Christotunity.
What? Sorry.
Like Christotunity.
Christotunity. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, like Christ and opportunity. That's where we were going with that, weren't it, Matt?
Totally, not crisis and opportunity.
Right, so the news discussion, we are taking a news segment, a normal news segment, and we are factoring in some healthy discussion with that. So we're kind of using it as a springboard for a couple of little discussions. We're gonna kick off nice and like gentle for the first news discussion. We're going to talk about the Dunlop CBM 535 QAR Yes, you are hearing me correctly.
CBM. So
Yeah.
Crybaby Mini.
Yep. 535 is just a number. QAR.
QAR. Quite all right. It's the quite all right Crybaby Mini.
Yeah, you've got it bang on. They've used all of the most mediocre parts. No, so this is the auto return. So it's like spring loaded essentially.
Okay.
So this is it's. I saw that and thought, this is not a great deal of news. This is a spring that they've put on a Crybaby.
They've put a spring in a Crybaby Mini.
Yeah.
So is it one where it turns on as soon as you touch it, or do you still have to push it all the way down to the nose to turn it on?
I assume it's I assume it works like that because the old Crybaby auto return ones were like that. They engaged the moment the treadle was activated. Behringer did their only wah pedal, which I happen to have owned. Happens to have owned. There's an H in that. Which was called the Hell Babe or something like that. Was basically a rip of this exact one, and it had it had that feature which really pissed me off. I really didn't like it.
Why?
Because I didn't. It's like the fact that you start your sweep on the unclear part of your wah.
On the as the coast to the
Exactly, yeah. Both of which of those are sounds of feral cats. Yeah, so I really didn't like that it started the sweep at the wrong point. I like the fact that when you kick a wah in, it starts the open valve rather than the
So it starts on the wooker rather than the whacker.
Yep, that's it. exactly that. There's me trying to describe it in words, and you just shoehorning in these. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the intro. The intro to Voodoo Child is wooka wooka wacka wacka wooka wooka wacka wooka wooka wacka wacka wooka wooka wacka, and then you go into it. So it's the wooka is the low bit, and the wacka is the higher bit.
Exactly. I'm sure one of those is a Jim Henson character as well. But yeah, so
Jimi Hendrix character.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix was a Jim Henson character. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm saying.
Sorry,
I think we may have degenerated here a little bit, Matthew.
It's a news discussion we're discussing whilst the news is on.
Yeah, I mean the whole point of these news discussions were that our tangents were kind of focused. And
I'm talking about what?
Exactly. So it's also got on the side of it, it's got a range selector. So it's got one. You can select one of four of the different ranges for the wah to be. So rather than it just being a set sweep, it's got four different voicings for the wah, which go from like your classic vintage sweep to like a more modern aggressive. This is what it says in the news bump.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it's like modern aggressive wah. Not entirely sure what that means. I think it just means rather than having a full range sweep, it kind of cuts off a
focused sweep. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of, rather than going from bass to treble, it goes from kind of mid range to treble. So yeah.
So rather from wooker to whacker, it's to woker to woker.
Yeah.
Because it's halfway in between.
Indeed. That is exactly. So there's.
What the fuck am I talking about?
Not entirely sure, Matt. I'll be honest. But as per is the Fret Talk podcast, this will not get edited out. Right, so it's got the range selector. It's got a variable Q, so you can focus the peak of the the wah, so it can be smoother or it can be really, really pronounced.
Yeah.
So from like a wah to a very selectable band pass filter.
Yeah.
It's got a volume and it's got a boost switch, which again, I think these are all features that were part of the Hellbabe wah, which was a giant, like it was a standard wah size. I think it might even have been a little bit bigger, but it was all rubber and plastic.
Yeah.
And that wah annoyed the ever living piss out of me. It was only until I got the Crybaby Classic that I realised wah didn't have to be shit.
Inconvenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm sure there's a market for these auto retract ones because there's got to be, because they're now releasing one. I think they might be releasing a bass one too, but I mean, we're not a bass podcast.
This is wah on a bass.
Cliff Burton, I think he was the one.
Yeah, but like, didn't he just cock it? I'm pretty sure. Apart from when he did his bass solo, it was Anesthesia on the first album. I think it's Anesthesia. I think he might actually rotate it then, but like, he was known for like using the cocked wah sound, definitely.
He did it on the intro to Whom the Bell Tolls live as well. I think he swept it.
Oh, maybe live he swept it, but on the record, that's a fixed cocked wah.
Yeah, defo. I mean, Metallica, not the greatest. Not even the. I wouldn't even say the top. They would be in the top 4 of the big 4.
I would disagree. I love Metallica. I grew up on Metallica. I've got a very soft spot in my heart for Metallica. It's not music that I listen to that often anymore, but I could still probably sing along to every song from the first 4 or 5 albums.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to play a fair few Metallica tunes, so as much as I hate on it, it was part of my development as a guitarist, so yeah, we are where we are. And For Whom the Bell Tolls, I think is legitimately a good song.
I love that track. There's a few of theirs that I like, but yeah, For Whom the Bell Tolls is definitely one. There's plenty off those early albums, to be fair.
Yeah, I think, yeah, their earlier stuff was pretty cool. Back to wah, because this is definitely a new discussion. So, I mentioned like my first experience of the wah pedal was pretty much the Behringer Hellbabe, and it was annoying as piss. And then I got the Crybaby Classic, and I've not really used a wah since. How about yourself, Matt? What of your wah journey? What has
So
that?
my wah journey was I was still very new to guitar playing. I was probably 6 or 7 months into having lessons, so at the very start of my journey, there was me playing A chords and D chords and E chords and not really understanding what they were or why they existed, and trying to play Smoke on the Water and getting confused and getting annoyed with myself because I wasn't tuning it. I was basically a terrible student on my own, so I went for lessons, and that transformed it. Like, when there's somebody there to explain to me stuff, that's how I understand things. I need to be able to ask a question, and you can't ask YouTube a question. You can't ask... Well, I mean, you can, but you don't get a response for like 4 days, and that's not what I need. I need kind of like instant responses. So going for lessons really transformed, and I basically I started playing as my first lessons. So I was probably like 6 months deep into lessons, and I wanted to learn some Hendrix. And like, I didn't want to like be able to play as well as Hendrix. I just wanted to try and understand what the sounds were and how to use them. So my teacher was like, right, what you're going to need is a way to have a drive sound, which I had an amp that had a gain knob, so I could turn the gain knob up and the volume knob down, and a wah pedal for certain songs. And he just kind of like, he gave some demonstrations of riffs that were using the wah pedal, like the intro to Voodoo Child, and a few of the other places, like in All Along the Watchtower, one of the solos. Like if you break the solo down in like 4 pieces, there's one piece that uses the wah. So we did that, and then he said he basically gave me a Crybaby Classic to take home with me, and I had that for 3 months. I had his Crybaby Classic at home, and I was just kind of like learning my way around the wah sound. And I quite like that wah sound, so when I took the Crybaby Classic back to my teacher, I bought a Crybaby Classic. That's the only wah I've ever owned. It's the only experience I've ever had with a wah pedal other than the wah sounds in an M5 and an expression pedal.
So, what we're saying largely, our experience of the wah pedal is a very fucking narrow one.
Yeah, and to be fair, like if you want a good wah sound, the Crybaby Classic is a good wah sound.
I mean, funny. We should harp on the fact that we both played the Classic and not the standard Crybaby. The notable difference in the Classic is the inductor, isn't it? The red phasal inductor.
I have no idea. I just know that was the one my teacher had, and it sounded good, so I bought that one.
Yeah, This one sounds great.
I was 16 or 17, mate. It's the second pedal I ever bought.
Yeah, independent thought isn't really a strong point at that point of your guitar career, is it?
Yeah, and it's definitely my longest serving pedal. I still have it somewhere. I have no idea where, but it came off the board recently. Well, I say recently, it probably came off the board about 2 years ago, but it definitely made the move to this house. I've seen it since I moved here.
I mean, mine is literally like within my right arm's reach. It is here. It's also slightly miraculous, because at some point I am pretty sure that the like either the input or the output, the nut on it came out and fell off. However, both of the input and output nuts are on it.
So it magically fixed itself.
Yeah. So
it was feeling unloved, so it fixed itself in the hope that you play it.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So, I mean, we've got a very narrow experience of wah. I mean, I've always been interested by the Vox wahs because apparently they're supposed to be really, really good. The fact that they've got chrome treadles as well makes them look just blingy as fuck. I think that's pretty cool. But the fact that I don't use wah all that often, and same as yourself, like you've got one, but don't really know where it is.
Yeah. Can I also say something that's going to be really controversial?
Go on.
There's a billion different versions of the wah, and in a band mix, no cunt can tell the difference between any of them.
No, right you are.
Like, I'm like in isolation. Yeah, I'm sure they all sound very different. In a band mix, unless you're playing sterile, clean, funky, classic-y, like where it's like the focus of the mix. If you're just playing a lead guitar solo with a load of drive and a wah in front of the drive or after the drive, or however you want to play. I always put it in front, but whatever. I'm pretty sure 99% of guitarists won't be able to hear the difference between a classic Crybaby, a Vox, a Morley, and whatever else brand does them, because they'll go, oh, it's a wah sound.
Yeah, and kind of springboarding from that point, 90% of the time, when someone treads on a wah pedal, whatever the wah pedal is, about 30 to 50% of your notes get lost anyway. Because when your foot's back on that treadle, ain't no fucker hearing you. You're in bass guitarist territory then.
Yeah, you need a hell of a boost to cut through at that low end. Yeah.
Yeah, and at which point the upper end becomes so harsh and piercing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like getting back to the wah you were talking about, the boost feature is probably nice because you do need, if you're playing lead, certainly you can't just have it at the same level that your normal lead would be, because you would just lose those bits when you're on the heel. But I just don't like. Realistically, I just don't care. The spring feature, neither here nor there. As long as I can put my foot on it and know when it's engaged, either I need to stand on it to engage it, or as soon as I touch it, it's engaged. As long as I know that's the case, I know what I'm like. I'll know whether it's on or not. In fact, it's probably slightly easier than when you accidentally don't step down quite hard enough on the toe, and then you were wondering what the fuck's gone on with your toe.
Yeah, you're wondering. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's yeah. I'm getting a real odd honk to my drive tone that I didn't have before. Yeah. No, you've got a cocktail, mate. The Ibanez Weeping Demon always appealed to me because it has the ability to switch it on via a switch. It's got like a foot switch to the side, the pedal that you could.
Yeah, that's slightly inconvenient though, isn't it?
Yeah, the fact that you've then got switch, then I can.
Yeah, because you're gonna have cocked wah sound for like half a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose like you could do like a professional racing driver and do a heel and toe thing where you stand on the switch with your heel and your toes already on the treadle ready to move it, and then as you're transitioning off, you back off with your heel but keep your toe on the. But that's like nobody's thinking that hard into it. Just what realistically you need is a separate unit with an LED on it that tells you when your crybaby is on and when it's off, that your foot isn't covering.
Yeah. I mean, the guy who I sent my wah to get fixed, because the little spindle thing, the little cog and gear, had become something had happened with it. I can't remember at the moment. I think it had like dislodged, and fucked up the pot. But he does mods where it's got like a halo base with LEDs in it, and it lights up if it's on. But yeah, I weren't too fussed by that. Just wanted a working wire again.
Yeah, like, and that's the kind of thing. Like, at the end of the day, as long as it sounds like a wah pedal, I don't really care, because I'm probably going to use it in 3 songs. Probably forget to use it half the time that it's there anyway. Yeah. I mean, we said this when we did the like essential pedal board, or was it? Did we do like a used views on wah with me and Ollie on his first one back for a while? And like,
yes, we did. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like, I could take a leave a wah pedal. Like, it's nice to have one, but if it's not there, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think so. And that kind of falls onto our last discussion point of the new Crybaby. Yeah, what would our ideal wah be? And I think by what we've said,
is it a Crybaby classic?
Well, I'd say like a wah that's there.
Yeah, one that's conveniently close enough for me to plug in.
Yeah. So I don't think in terms of like form factor, I don't think we're particularly sold on the mini, like the mini footprint of the mini wahs.
Take it or leave it. Like, it's slightly more convenient if you're building a board and you've got space for one. But I mean, I've got an expression pedal that's off my board. It'd be no hardship to also have a wah pedal off my board.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you are, if you're dedicating yourself to having a wah, you're probably just going to have like one of the little 9-volt barrel jacks that's loose that you can just plug in at the side of your pedal board and then run a patch cable to.
I mean, I already have that loose 9-volt because when I want to run stereo, I need to plug my ABY pedal in that isn't on my board. So I have a spare loose barrel jack that just plugs into that, and then I plug a patch cable and then split. And yeah, so like I have one of those already. So if I wanted to, I could run a wah pedal. I just never get round to it.
Absolutely right on. So yeah, I think from this, we are potentially not the right people to be talking about wah. But if anyone is interested, that the Crybaby Mini auto return is $150 pretty much, which seems relatively reasonable considering it's got all of those additional features.
Yeah, it's not like it's just a Crybaby with a spring in it. There are other features there as well.
Yeah, I believe the original Crybaby auto return had those features as well. I couldn't tell you how much they were, but I think this is the same price as that the auto the fixed cue like Coctois Dunlop pedal.
Yeah. So just don't buy that. Just. Although to be fair, this doesn't cock if it's got a spring in it.
It doesn't cock. No, that
unless
is
you keep your foot on it.
Yep.
You can't use this instead of that. There you go.
Yeah. It's one or t'other, or alternatively buy a Crybaby Classic. Yeah.
I mean, we need to be sponsored by Crybaby Classic at this point.
We have given it a lot of airtime, haven't we?
Yeah, not just Dunlop, not just Crybaby, just the Crybaby Classic.
Yeah, fuck those other ones.
Yeah, so if anybody knows a Crybaby Classic that would like to sponsor us.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, actually, now we're mentioning it, I think being able to cock the wah is a feature that I would hold more value to than the auto return thing. So if I was making an ideal wah, I'd have it that it weren't spring loaded. This is a great advertisement for the one that we're mentioning today. But we're all different, aren't we? Different strokes for different fakes. For some people, this is the ideal wah pedal. So
yeah, I mean, there'll be a market out there for it because there are people that prefer that spring loadedness. There are people who like the mini, would like a mini one.
Yep, it's not about the size. About the motion in the ocean.
Aye.
There's the tiny dicked man. says Mr. Budget Pedal. Oh dear. What time are we on, Matt? What are we saying?
We're like an hour and 10 in.
I reckon that'll be enough. We'll save the rest for some other time. Because I reckon we've had a good run today. We've had a good one.
We have.
Tell you what we've forgotten to do that I did at the start for the past two podcasts.
Patronisers?
Patronisers. Well done.
Yeah.
Do you want to do them this week, Matt?
All right, let's see if I can remember them.
Go for it.
So, Andrew Bimpson was first.
Andrew Bimpson is first, yes.
Then is it Adam Yeomans?
This is Adam Yeomans of Chef Tone Effects.
Then it's Doug Christ.
Doug Christ of 37 Effects.
We've got... Is there two left or three?
Hang on, so that was Bimpson, Yeomans, Christ. So yeah, we've got three left.
We've got three left. Oh, God. I've forgotten somebody.
Go on.
Right. So the ones I can remember are Fletcher from Fletcher Pickups.
Yep.
Who is the sixth one, and Mr. Hugh G. Rection.
Yep.
Who am I forgetting?
You're forgetting...
Who needs to shout at me?
Joseph. Everything Joseph Richardson.
Everything Joseph, of course.
Not everything Joseph
Shame
anymore.
Not Shame everything Joseph. Yeah. Shame on me. I'm very sorry, Joe. Is it Joe Richardson?
It is Joe Richardson, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Joe.
Yep. It's because you've changed your Instagram handle. And yep. But you've got where everyone else has got a shout out, you've got an entire little conversation here. So I mean, who's the loser there, really? So yeah, for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that exclusive guest list of awesome people who keep this extremely bright light on in my studio. I had a look at the Patreon figures the other week, actually. The other day, and we're getting to a point where we can start using that fund to for our, what we did say that the thing would be, blow and hookers. No, sorry, that we that's after the cast we mentioned that. No, sorry, the advertising budget. So we haven't actually used it yet because we're building it up slowly, and then we're going to do an advertising push. We're going to make sure that it's not just money pissed up a wall, and it's actually used in a really cool and strategic way. So thank you, you patronisers. You are amazing people. You are making that happen. And if patreon.com/frettalk, I believe is where you go if you want to pledge a little dough and make that dream a reality. I am online as BudgetPedalChap, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You get the No Talk All-Tone series every week on a Friday at 5 GMT. This week, as I've said, I don't know what it is. So it'll be a surprise. Is it going to be another low gain bluesy overdrive? Who knows? I mean, I've very much got a type, haven't I? Yeah.
It's almost like you're a low gain bluesy kind of player.
Yeah, very much so. Neck pickup of a Strat. Oh, beautiful. You know what? This week I might bust out the Revelation Telly. I've been loving that thing this week. So,
Do it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Matt, you are Hill_Matt Q at Twitch, at Twitter, at Twinstagram.
Correct.
You are part of the Bad Bookers podcast.
I am. We're almost getting back to doing podcasty things.
There you go. I mean, that sounds incredibly positive, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So that's going to be us for this week. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from Mr. Matt Quine. Say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Yes. Nailed it. First time. It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week.
Bye.
Ta-ra, you sexy bastards and bastardettes.
It's a bit of a better outro than the intro, to be fair.
Yeah, we very much warmed up, haven't we? That intro was a car crash running.
Yeah, I think you just kind of you start off halfway through where you were thinking, and you still have settle on.
Yeah.
Why does Snoop Dogg use an umbrella?
Oh, drizzle. I love that joke. That is a fantastic joke, yes. You know what? We're having that one. We are having it.
Oh, dear.